Okay, so let's start this. Glad all of you could join. You might be wondering why we're going to do a webinar on Sales Pro. So first off, what I'll do is I'll introduce myself, introduce David, and then afterwards I'll let you know on why we decided to do this webinar, and then we'll start it off. So myself, well, let's introduce David first. So I'll be joined throughout this webinar by David Warner. He's from the Dynamics 365 USA small and medium business team. He's going to do a little section during the presentation. And myself, Joël Seguin, and I'm a technical solution manager at Sherweb. So basically everything that revolves around Dynamics 365 pretty much goes through me. So why did we decided to do this webinar? Well, basically because Sales Professional has been out now for a little while, more than a year, almost two. And I would say that it's probably not Microsoft's most well-known sales solution. So basically everybody that sells Dynamics has known Dynamics 365 for Sales Enterprise. And before that was called CRM Online. And before that, basically CRM. But Sales Pro has been out now for a little while, and I don't think it has gotten as much publicity as it should have. So at one point I decided to dive in and look at the product and see how it works, and found out that it was a great product. So this is basically a webinar that will present the product for you guys and also touch upon why you should be reselling it. So let's begin. At any point, if you have questions, you can see a little questions section, so don't hesitate to ask them. So some housekeeping, Sherweb, we've been in the cloud business for 20 plus years, always been in the cloud business. We have around 6,000 partners throughout the world, more than 700 employees. I think we're somewhere over 800 now, and 60,000 customers. So this is who Sherweb is. So we're a Microsoft Gold partner. We've won numerous prizes, and so on and so on. Today's agenda. Whoops, sorry about that. Let's go back. So today's agenda. First off, why do you want to offer CRM if you're not offering one right now? I'll show you how easy it is to sell Sales Pro. Do a quick demo of the product, mostly kind of a visit of the product, not the full-blown demo. I'll talk to you about the promotion around Sales Pro, our partner-to-partner program, and some questions and answers. Speaking of questions and answers, we do have a poll for you guys. So let's start off with some questions right away before diving in. So first question I have for you guys is, are you currently reselling a CRM? So you're probably seeing the poll questions right now on, no? It's coming up. So you're seeing the poll question on your screen. We'll give it a minute. All right, I see the answers coming in. Almost everyone has voted. And, oh, it's quite interesting. About 60% of you guys are selling CRMs and about 40% are not. Okay, so second question. Let me close this one. And second question, are you planning to start reselling CRMs in the near future? There we go. Right, people are voting. Give it another 15 seconds. Well, pretty much everybody has voted. All right, so let's close this one. Okay, so let's start it off. So interesting, we have 82% of you that are planning to start reselling CRMs and 18% of you guys not planning to sell CRM. So let's hope that those for those 20%, maybe you're going to change your mind by the end of this presentation. All right, so quick, the main question on why should I be offering a CRM solution? So basically, there's a high demand for it. So if you're not the one providing it for your customers, someone else is providing it and your customers are looking for it. So keep that in mind. There's high profitability around CRM. So let's say compared to setting Office 365, the margins are higher. You're going to be positioning yourself as a trusted advisor. And this one is probably one of the most important because keep in mind that customers nowadays, they start working with you, but they might leave without any letting you know. So they're coming in, they're going out, and one of the reason they're moving to someone else, it's because someone else can provide better quality service, can provide maybe other solutions. So once you've positioned yourself as a trusted advisor, yeah, it increases stickiness and it keeps your customers coming back to you because you've provided a lot of value to them. It also opens your clients to the Dynamics 365 ecosystem. So we're not going to dive into the whole ecosystem today, but just keep in mind, Dynamics 365 is a suite of solutions. So it's not only a CRM. There's a lot of other applications that can help you manage customer service, can help you manage projects, for example, manage your finances, manage your human resources, for example, and so on and so on, your marketing. So once your customers has come in to the ecosystem, well, a path has pretty much been open for them to ask more questions around the product. And it's also easier than ever with our partner-to-partner program that I'll speak at the end. Partner-to-partner program will let you sell CRM even if you don't have the knowledge to set it up yourself. We are able to match you with some experts. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. Okay, so let me just move some stuff around on my screen so I see what I'm saying. Yeah, so the market outlook, according to Gartner, you see 48.2 billion is going to be spent on CRM in 2018. So from the numbers that I saw, it's probably around what has happened, and it's still growing in 2019. So the market is there, market is growing, and it's the fastest growing enterprise application software category. So it's time to get in now. Don't wait. At some point, it's probably going to be tapering off, and that's not now. So now there's still a lot of business to be done. And 80% of those CRM spending was on SaaS solution versus on-premise for a lot of reasons that we're not necessarily going to go into today. A cloud solution is quite interesting and there's a lot of advantages compared to on-premise. There are still some situations where on-premise makes more sense. We can help you when you have a customer, we can help you analyze the situation. And if on-premise is necessary, then we'll guide you in that direction. So keep in mind, cloud solutions, Sherweb is the place to go. Customers are looking, well, I mentioned this earlier, so customers are looking for CRM. It should be you, because if you're not talking about it, if you're not offering it, they might go somewhere else. And keep in mind that when they go to someone else, they might bring their office with them. They might bring their Azure with them. They might bring their whole business with them. And that's not what you want. That's not what you want from your customers. Give me a second. This one's an interesting slide. So why do customers leave a company? So keep in mind, it's now more difficult to keep customers. They're more informed, they're more volatile. And the market has made it easier for them to leave. So CRM offers the ability to get to know your customers, allowing you to take better care of them. So the reason I'm presenting this slide is that I want you to put yourself in your customers' shoes. So your own customers, when they are looking for CRM, this is what they have in mind. They are in a situation right now where either their business is growing really fast and they need a way to keep track of their customers, or they're losing business and they want to know what's happening. So they're looking for solutions. CRM is one of those solutions and one of the main ones. So that's why they are looking at you to provide them with those solutions, because they might be losing customers. So see the reasons on the right. Customers believe you don't care about them. So keep in mind the main reason why you want to have a CRM, it's the place where you're going to put all the info surrounding your customers. Nowadays, I'm going to use the term, but kind of spectacular marketing that makes people go, wow, doesn't work as it used to. Nowadays, people want you to know them. They want you as a company to know them well and provide services that are tailored for them. That's what a CRM is for. Write everything down. Write about your customers, write about the fact that they have 3 kids, write about the fact that they do mountain biking, write about the fact that they like wine. Keep all of that data and work with that data. Send a gift sometime, ask about their children, speak with them, and you're going to get more business. It's just a matter of getting the data inside one system and using it. The other reasons, well, customers dissatisfied with your service. Customers are persuaded to go to a competitor. Customer get a friend to provide a service. They move away, or the customer dies. So the last one, sorry, but the last one might not be something that you can work around with a CRM, but all the other ones you can provide better quality customer service when you have your CRM that's loaded up with data. Bundling. So every one of you that's been working with Sherweb for quite a while, you know how long we've been saying bundle, bundle, bundle. When you buy Office 365 from us, you get a bundle. You get your Office Protect, you get your Quick Help, you get. We think bundling is the way to provide a good solution to your end customer. So why not start to include an easy CRM to add on to that? When you're selling your Office 365, it takes a second to ask someone, by the way, what are you doing to manage your customers? Where do you keep your data around your customers? Just asking that simple question might let you bundle a dynamic solution CRM with your Office that you're selling. So this is the slide where I handed off to David from Microsoft. So let me just send it over to David. It's gonna take me a second. There we go. So David.
All right, folks, I hope you can see Satya on this slide here.
We can.
All right. So first, just a quick introduction and a thanks. Thank you, Joel, for having me, and thank you, Sherweb team. I'm a Dynamics guy. I've been at Microsoft a collective 10 years. I'm based here in Austin, Texas, and I work exclusively with the Dynamics side. So you may be saying, why does a Dynamics guy want to come talk to a bunch of modern workplace and Azure partners? And it is because this market is changing rapidly, folks. Satya at our last partner conference even said, the complete notion of business transformation is something that only Microsoft can do. That's powerful. That's why I care so much about the mainstreaming, and I'll repeat it again, mainstreaming of Dynamics. It's not about Dynamics on its own, it's Dynamics at the center of the company. So next slide, please. I love that slide because as a Dynamics guy for 10 years, that was unheard of. We didn't operate that way in the past. So what we have done, and so if you're a modern workplace partner, if you're part of that 40% who said you're not selling Dynamics yet, let me talk to you for just a moment. The strategy we have behind this is to pair this up with Office 365. The integration for these two is so good. You can close an invoice in Outlook. You can check opportunity status with sales deals and the progression of them in Outlook. So why is this important to the customers? Well, we want to make work easier. So we integrate with Office, and we're going to let people work in the systems that they use every day, they're familiar with. So I've spent some time at our competitors as well, and they know this. This is why every competitor has worked to integrate, replicate that Office look and feel. Next slide, please. So when you think about what Satya said about Dynamics, where it fits with these other two clouds that you are already selling, let's look at it this way. When you think about Azure, it's a lot of things, but in this case, we're not talking about the infrastructure. We're going to talk about the advanced workloads. So Azure is the knowing, deep learning, analytics. Azure gives customers the information they need to know. Dynamics is the doing part. It's in the center. The more you do for your customers, the more you'll need to share, and the sharing side is Office 365. So this is just a quick visual to show you how these three work together. And now I'm going to talk to you about the importance of this and what it means to you as a modern workplace partner. Next slide. So I'm based in Texas. You've all heard that data is the new currency, and I will take it one up and say it's the new oil. If you learn how to extract and refine and use oil, your business will thrive, and it is the best source of data. It's hands down. It's Dynamics. Who bought what, when, how much, etc. So next slide, and we'll talk about how this works. So as modern workplace partners, you go into your customer, think of your customer as a house full of rooms. And you guys are used to selling into the modern workplace room and the apps and infrastructure. But what about all the other rooms in the house and all the other decision makers? So if you're in the ground floor and you're talking IT, there's business decision makers upstairs, and they're talking about HR systems, and they're talking about CRM systems and finance and operations. And what we don't want is the fact that Salesforce, they're up there talking to them about these things. NetSuite is talking to them. Google is across the hall talking to you. So if you advance the slide, I think this one will build a bit. Dynamics 365 is the product to go into these other rooms and build this message. It fits in all rooms of this house. So what does this mean? Next slide. Joel, he mentioned this when it talks about becoming a trusted advisor and the stickiness and the revenue. If you're not having these business discussions up and down the halls, basically you're leaving 40% of the revenue on the table. I put in a $200 billion market. We had different figures because sometimes we put in worldwide figures, North American figures. Yeah. Can we agree? No matter what, it is a huge number. And what Dynamics does is it drives modern workplace and Azure revenue. Not in the reverse. Azure and modern workplace will not drive Dynamics revenue, but Dynamics does drive this. And we have some proof from some customers and partners we've done business with. And as Joel said too, it increases the stickiness. When you replace a CRM system or an ERP system, that's a big deal. And when a customer purchases that from you as their trusted advisor, they're not going to leave. The average churn for a simple IT customer can be upwards of 15%. And we know that with an ERP and a CRM solution, it goes to less than 6%. Next slide, please. I'll show you a partner who's actually done this. This data is from a couple of years ago. We've had a partner from May of 18 through May of 19. Look what happened. And this is why Satya is interested in all of you partners picking up Dynamics in some way. Look what this does for the business. This is one partner example, and the visual is easy. Look at the Dynamics increase, but look at what it did to their office revenue, 75%, and the Azure revenue, an increase of 290%. So folks, this is how you grow your business. Next slide, please. And again, the simplest way to put it is, I'll end again with Satya. If we keep doing what we've been doing over and over and over, nothing will change. Innovation is what our industry is going to respect. And so I would encourage you, the 40%, let's start having those dynamics conversations.
I really
Next
like that slide.
Next, and the next slide, Joel, I'll let you hit the link
The link.
there. This is just a quick 2-minute video, folks. If you haven't seen the powerful integration between CRM and Office, then this is something I think is going to really be insightful for you.
Give me a second. Not sure I can grab the sound. Give me a sec.
If we can't get the sound to load, then the good news is, folks, it's out there on YouTube, as are a lot of other videos. So again, Sherweb has a really interesting partner-to-partner motion available. They'll talk more about that, but also lots of videos, lots of information for you available at your fingertips.
Yeah, and we'll provide these slides really soon, probably by tomorrow. So you'll be able to see this solution and the link to get on YouTube.
Excellent.
All right. So thanks a lot, David. I really appreciate it. So I guess the main message has got to be, well, that last slide from Satya here, it respects innovation, kind of brings me to the rest of this presentation, because CRM have evolved. Basically, 10 years ago, people were just jolting down, had a call with so-and-so, said he's not buying today, he's buying in 15 weeks. That's it. And afterwards, he was calling again 6 months down the line, asking, where are we with this opportunity? Things have changed. People don't buy the same way as they used to. If customers are getting the feeling that you are poking them just to sell something, you're not doing things right. And I used to own my own business. I was busy. I was running around like crazy. I had people calling me saying, I have this for you, I can sell you this, and I just didn't care about them. They were just bugging me. But there was some that were outstanding from all the other ones that were calling me and asking about my kids. I have 6 kids, so they were calling, asking about that. They were asking me about my family, my life, the things that they knew about me, because we've spoken in the past. And those ones, I took the time to answer them. And some of them, it was a long sales cycle, but they knew that at some point I'd be getting that back to them, because they cared. They ask real questions. So I guess if you're someone in the sales business nowadays, and you're going for a quality CRM such as Sales Pro, well, put everything down right inside Sales Pro. You're going to see everything. You're going to see how it works a little bit later on. You're going to see how easy it is to have some data around your customers, and keep farming that relationship, keep growing that relationship, ask questions, just be interested in the fact that these people are running a business and they're passionate about their business. So there's a human behind the sell. So yeah, that's pretty much why you should be using CRM and you should be selling CRM. So let me just go ahead. I'm coming up soon on the demo. I'm just going to introduce some stuff before doing the actual demo. So these numbers are quite interesting. So we're now at the age of distraction. So as you can see the numbers here, 59% of sellers say you have too many sales tools. So just look at your workplace throughout the day. So you're using multiple solutions, you're clicking between a lot of stuff. This takes away from your concentration on what you should actually be doing. 50% of workers don't know what's expected of them, and 64% of time is spent on non-selling activities. So as you're going to see with Sales Pro, you can create sales processes. So it tells everybody what's expected of them. You can do all of your work inside CRM or directly inside Outlook. So you're not navigating between a lot of stuff, and you can concentrate on doing what is required. That's building relationships with your customers. Oops, sorry about that. 14% distractions reduce a seller's performance by 14%, which is not a small number. The complexity. So 10, that's the number of people involved in a purchase decision nowadays. 97%, a buying decision took 97% longer than expected. Just think about that for a sec. So if you had everything written down inside one solution, you know who's involved in the purchase decision. You can interact with all of them. You know it's going to take a lot longer. So if you have all of your things set it up right, your CRM is going to keep you on top of things and tell you, well, you should be reaching out today, maybe just to know where they are at and how everything is going, and if you can help them with their process that they're going through right now. As for internal, 60%, that's the number of companies that are lacking a well-defined sales process. That's a huge number, and that could easily be answered by having sales processes inside software such as Sales Pro. 70%, that's the number of workers that are likely to spend more time on collaboration platforms. Just a quick parenthesis on that. You can use Sales Pro right within Teams. So for those of you using Microsoft Teams, there's a connector in there, and you could be working with people inside a Teams environment and just doing what you need to do on your CRM right within Teams. But that's quite an interesting number nowadays, people working right within Teams. We at Sherweb, we do a lot of work right within our teams that we have company-wide. So what you want to do with this solution, you want to modernize sales productivity. So you want to do less, not more, and focus on what's most important, streamline your seller's workflow, and just start with what you need. Get that first product in, and maybe down the line, you'll want to customize it. You'll want to grow out of your CRM and install other products that will let you manage other aspects of your company. But basically, for us here at Sherweb, the way that we see things is that you as MSPs, as modern workplace providers, you should be able to have a discussion about CRM with your end customers. Just start with that one. The rest will follow along, and we're here to help for any other products. So when you're focusing on what's most important, well, you're going to tailor your interactions with your customers through all of the data that you have inside your Sales Pro. You're going to get guidance from the software to drive that sales process to the optimal outcome. And you're going to get actionable insights to increase your performance. You just want to do things in an easier fashion. You just want to have that discussion with people and get to know them for who they are. But at the same time, you still have to make your money. You still have to sell what you're selling, but do it in a more humane way. That's where Sales Pro comes in. Streamline seller workflows. So basically, your people that are doing sales, they need to have kind of a repeatable process where they know where they're going, know how to start a conversation, know how to advance that discussion. They are looking for some stuff precisely that will conduct the sales from start to end. So basically, all of those workflows, you can have them inside your CRM, and it's going to let you advance by steps, making sure that you don't forget anything while you are interacting with your customers. Oh, and by the way, with the middle one, work on the go with a mobile app. Well, that's one of the great aspects of Dynamics 365 is that you can use all applications on your mobile phone as if you were sitting right in front of your computer. And start with what you need. Well, see the first screen? We're going to see that a little bit later on inside the demo, setting up Sales Pro for actually setting up the basis of Sales Pro is something that could be done really quickly because there's a wizard in there that lets you set it up quite easily. Makes it a lot more easier than setting up the enterprise solution, which requires a bit more knowledge. So, and yeah, you start with what you need. So you start with that CRM, you get people working on that CRM, entering data, and down the line, after some time they've been using it, they're going to ask you for, hey, by the way, could we customize this? Could we add this? Could we do this? This is going to grow your business, going to grow their business, going to make everybody happy at the end. So let me fire off my instance here. Give me a second. So here's Office and here's the Sales Pro. So basically, this is what you see once you start your Sales Pro. Let's start from the beginning. Once you click on your Dynamics tab right inside your Office, what you're going to get to is this landing page. That's the home page for Dynamics 365. So you have all of your applications on there. And in my case, I just pinned this one at the top, which is Sales Pro. And when I click on this one, it brings me to this screen here. So what you're seeing is what your CRM is presenting to you. So you get in the office in the morning, and you have right in front of you the number of open opportunities that you have, open leads, open activities, and all phone calls. So these kind of give you an overview of what needs to be done today or what you have in the system that needs to be worked on. And these are filtered. They could be filtered by date, filtered by amount. So you're basically working with data and easy working with data. So basically just think as Dynamics as kind of a huge database, and Microsoft has created this nice over layer that goes over it actually and lets you work with that data and take actionable take action with information that you have at the tip of your fingers. So as you can see, you have your sales dashboard and you have a sales manager summary, which is basically another dashboard where you can have a view of your pipeline that you can dive into. You can see the closed opportunities in this current fiscal year. So you can see who are the leaders within the company, the open activities, so what needs to be done. There you can see the closed opportunity, just so you know what you're seeing here. It's basically what's out of the box. But with Sales Pro, you can customize what you're seeing here. So basically, you can go in and remove part of what you're seeing in this dashboard and put something else that might make more sense to you. And then you have your Sales Pro summary. So basically, telling you what your activities are for the day, and coming up down the line, your open opportunities that you're working on, your active accounts. So this keeps you kind of in a mindset of not wasting time. You know what you need to do. It's pretty clear. It's right in front of you. So let's do a quick overview of the solution. But before we go anywhere, let me show you first things first. No, sorry, I wasn't in the right place. There we go. This is what I was telling you about a bit earlier. So first time you're booting up your Sales Pro, you're going to get to this screen and you can start setting it up. And with this wizard, it saves a lot of time and a lot of confusion. So basically, you'll want to connect your SharePoint. Why do you want to connect your SharePoint? And the reason why I'm showing this is basically for you out there that are looking at selling your first CRM. And I would just want to show you how easy it is to set it up. I'll do a quick link with our partner-to-partner program right away I'll talk about it a bit more down the line. But I'm showing this because all of you out there, if you're setting up Office 365, setting up security inside Office 365, setting up Azure environment, well, you're more intelligent than I am. Myself, I can't really work with Azure. I know some basic stuff. I can set up Office 365, but it's pretty basic. But you guys are doing this on a daily basis. You know how it works. You know how to make it work. So if you can do that, and you compare that to me, I'm able to set up Sales Pro within an hour. Well, this just tells me that every one of you out there, you're able to set up the basis of a Sales Pro CRM that's going to be functional for your customers, and that's going to let them start putting data in. And when it gets to be a bit more complicated, either you start to build your own expertise on how to go deeper with the solution and set it up for them. And if it's not the route you want to take, our partner to partner program will match you with our own expert partners that we have here at Sherweb. And without going in too much depth right away, this opens up a door for you to sell the product and never be in front of a problem that you can't solve. We have people that are there to help you solve it and help you sell these solutions and configure them. So getting back to what I was showing. So basically you're connecting your SharePoint because you want to do all of your documents. You want to manage them under each of your customers. You don't want documents spread out all over the place. So you connect with your SharePoint. Every account has their documents linked to them. You import your data, so you just go and grab your CSV file. So if you manage your customers now in an Excel file, well, you can bring that in as a CSV file. If you're using another solution, you can export inside a CSV file and import data. There's instructions on how to do that. See, it says takes about 15 minutes depending on file size. So once you've cleared and done a bit of housekeeping in your data, you can bring that in and you will have all of your customers set up and running in no time. Manage users, so people within the company that you want to assign security roles who can do what. This is quite easy to set up. There are some specification on who you want to allow to do what, and there's some easy instructions on the Microsoft website where you'll know what it means to allow certain people to do whatever. So this, once you know how it works, it's quite easy. And set up email. Basically, you want to send and receive email, and you want to have your Dynamics 365 Sales Pro track all those emails and send emails directly from the solution. Well, you need to connect to your Exchange Online, which is quite easy also. It's all done through this wizard. Let me just take a quick pause right now. I see there are some questions. I'll see if I can answer some of them right now, and if not, if they're too long to answer, I'll do them at the end. So give me a second. Okay, so for now, there's quite a few of them. So I think I'll wait at the end. It's probably going to be easier than stopping in the middle of this demo, but if you have them, keep writing them down. I'll answer them at the end. Yeah, so, okay, so first part is this, setting up the solution. There's easy documentation on Microsoft Learn on how to set up Sales Pro. So if you want to go in and learn how to do this stuff, it's not rocket science. If you want us to match you with some people that are able to do this for you and work with you guys as if you were one company for your end customers, that's also something we'll talk about a bit later, but it's also possible. So let's go back to the application itself. So let's go inside an account just to start. You see, I have a list. All of my accounts are here. Let's take this one, for example. Basically, when you open up an account, what you have is every information that is pertinent to that account. So names, emails, email addresses, physical address, timeline. This is one of the most interesting things inside this CRM, is that every activity that you're going to do with that customer that you write down is going to be here right within that timeline. So you get a new lead from them, you get a new opportunity from them, you write your stuff down, you do a call, sorry about that, you do a call. So you track those phone calls, you track tasks, you track appointments that you have with them, you jot down your notes. Just keep entering that information within the timeline so you can know what's been happening with that customer, and then manage your contacts. So who within that customers are you dealing with? You can have a view of their annual revenue, the number of employees. You can have a lot of information on the company profile if you're doing marketing, uh, how you handle their billing. Keep in mind, CRM doesn't have any financial transactions going on within it. There's other solutions like Dynamics 365 Business Central that do the financial transactions, but you can still send out quotes, and those quotes could be converted inside work orders, and but then the financial information goes into your accounting system, whether it be QuickBooks or even better, Business Central. So the more info that you have on an account, the more that you start to fill this out, and the more that you can interact in a structured way with all of these companies that you're doing business with. Okay, so out of the account, let's just go and see contacts. So you have people, these people, you gather information on them. So same thing, you have their address, timeline, all interaction that you did with this person. If you have opportunities open where they were identified as stakeholder, you're going to see them here. So if you have open opportunities, you can go, let's say Jim calls, and I just open up his file and I see that we have 4 opportunities here. Well, I can go and click on the one that we're talking about. More interesting, so I guess for myself, because I like people, when you have personal information on them, well, you can know if they have marital status, their spouse or partner name, their birthday, anniversary, personal notes that you want to jot down. This, for me, makes a lot of sense. This, for me, can lead me to have real interesting conversation with people. So fill this out. The quality of your CRM is always equal to the quality of the data that you're putting in. So fill it out. And now let's see what a sales process looks like. So let's go inside a lead. For example, you open up a lead. Let's say we get a lead. So someone calls in, says, well, I may be looking for something and blah, 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 and you start your discussion. So you want to create that lead. So you create a new lead. It's quite easy. You open up a new lead. You enter your contact info. So I'll go back to the other one because I want to take the time to fill it out. So let's just go back. And you write what's the topic, first name of the person. They might be a new contact. So if you write that down, it's a new name, write the name down, job title, who were they within that company. So grab all the information, the company name. And once you've moved things a little more, so you've spoken with that person says, okay, so yeah, I think we have something. I think I might want to go ahead with this process of buying, let's say, a computer, for example. Well, that lead now becomes qualified. And the moment that you qualify your lead, it now becomes an opportunity. And this is where the magic, well, at least to me, this is where the magic happens. This is where you start to work on your opportunity to eventually have a sale. So you have these processes up here that could all be tailored to your actual business process. But Microsoft is nice enough to provide us with kind of an out-of-the-box business process that is going to be asking you, is this an existing contact? If it was not, it created the contact automatically when I went from lead to opportunity. Is this an existing account? When are they going to buy? As you see, there's a lot of stuff in there. And you can make sure that all those steps are followed along over and over again. So you can make it so that these steps needs to be filled out before you can then move to the other process, right, in your business process. So once you've qualified everything that is under here, then you're going to be moving to the next stage. So, and I'm going really fast because this can either be very interesting for you guys or it could be very long. So I just want you to see a bit how this works. Just want you to see on the screen that you have a lot of information that has a lot of value, by the way. You can know that this lead came from an advertisement, but you can identify either came from a call, from outbound, inbound marketing. You can rate them. Are they hot? Are we going to sell this quite quickly, or is this something we need to work on for a longer time? Are they qualified? Who's working on this within the company? How long has it been active for? All of that data keeps adding up and adding up. So you can eventually know through either Power BI or internal dashboards that you create. You can have some data that tells you what's the average time that you take before closing an opportunity, for example. All of this lets you either refine your processes, work on training more your staff. There's a lot of value to the data that gets added as time goes by. So let's go just directly inside another opportunity, because this one doesn't have much data in there. I think this one has a bit more. Let's see if I'm right. Yeah, see, this one looks more like a real opportunity. So let's say I've worked on this opportunity for a while. I've sent emails. What did I send? I sent a quote. Everything is tracked. Everything is on there. You can follow along what's been going on. You see where in your sell process are you at right now. Now we're in the proposed stage. You can say that we've identified our internal sales team who's working on this. We've sent the proposal. We've made sure that all internal steps are completed. So then let's say she calls back and says, we're moving ahead. Well, we could close this as a one opportunity or as a lost opportunity. Either ones, you can, let's say we close it as a lost. While you're grabbing some information here, you're writing down who was your competitor, what happened, what's the reason why it was closed. And keep in mind, all of this could be personalized to something that makes more sense to you guys. But this will let you have information that will let you work better in the future. What is there? Well, I'm not going to go over everything. As you can see, you can go from lead to quote. So basically, you have your first contact with someone, either to a lead or you meet a contact at a show. You can start adding information and you move along your sales process. And as you're moving along, well, you get to quote. And once that quote gets approved, you get to order. You can even send an invoice right from your dynamic solution. Once they want to pay, though, as I said, the transactional amounts are written inside Business Central, for example, or QuickBooks. You can manage small marketing lists, so you can segment a bit of your customers based off region or value or whatever you'd like. You have small cases, so basically this is a light customer service application. What this does is that someone calls, says, oh, by the way, I've gotten some problems with something. Let's say it was damaged during shipment. So this is directly related to the account. You can write down what happened and then you can follow along and provide a solution for your customers and another product that, and go and get the broken one and bring it back and things like that. Once it's all done, you can resolve your case. So this will keep you aware if there is any problem. So you see, the CRM kind of provides you with a 360-degree view of your customer. Every interaction with them, you can keep right within one place. You can manage your product list. So every single product or service that you have, you can have here. You can create family. You can create the ability to upsell, cross-sell. There's a lot of things. I won't go into those. Also, it's when we're getting to products and families and bundles, there's a lot of thinking that goes behind it. There's a lot of setting up that goes behind it. Just keep in mind that it's right in there. It's right within your CRM. And I guess that for the demo, that's pretty much all I'll show. I want to show you one thing that is quite interesting, is that here is Outlook. And when I'm in Outlook, as you can see here, I have, let's close it. Let's just go with another message. Let's go with this one. So you receive an email, you're inside your Outlook. You go here and you see you have a Dynamics 365 icon. You click on it, what it actually does is open up a link within your Outlook that connects you to your Dynamics 365. And it's the exact same kind of screens that you would have right within your Dynamics application. You could start tracking right here. You could do way more. You can create a new account, a new case. You can identify them as a competitor. You can start working with the email that you've gotten and pretty much do everything that you would do inside Sales Pro right within your Outlook. So this leads to less switching between applications, which is quite interesting. And as you saw a bit earlier in the presentation, there's a lot of time wasted with employees that are switching between applications throughout the day. On top of that, if we go back to your sales application, just remember it fully integrates with Office 365. You're connecting with Excel sheets so you can export data and share it with people that don't have a license of Sales Pro within the company. It lets you connect to Word for your quotes. It is connected to SharePoint, as you saw a bit earlier. It connects to Power BI, so you can have data on there that you can analyze. It can connect to other dynamic solution, which kind of opens up the CRM to a whole environment where you're managing every business aspect that needs to be taken care of within a company, an enterprise. So this is my really quick overview. Someone wants to go really deeper and want me to show pretty much everything that happens within the Sales Pro. We can do that on a one-on-one basis, but I don't want this demo to go on for another hour because I could spend another hour showing you stuff. I hope that this quick view shows you the easy way with which all of the data gets leveraged and shown to you, which lets you, by the same token, go faster, be more precise with the activities you need to be doing on a day-to-day basis, and less time wasted switching around and finding stuff. Oh, I know this guy, he sent me an email once, I'll go back in my Outlook and search my Outlook. No, you don't need to. If you've tracked everything, if you automated tracking, it's all under one place, and you're going to be able to find everything that you need under one place. Let me go back to my PowerPoint. There we go. Just go back down. I was here, and there we go. All right, so let's pursue. So quick recap from the demo. You get your timeline and your interaction history. To me, this is one of the most important aspects of a CRM. You get to put in your own business processes, which is great. So everything that you saw is out of the box, but everything could be tailored. Keep in mind, two solutions, Sales Pro, Sales Enterprise. Enterprise, you can do as many customization as you like. Sales Pro, there's a limit. You have 15 possible customization. Some say that's not a lot, some say that's enough. I've seen people that thought that they had really fully customized their CRM online, and they were now forced to move to new CRM solutions. So the Dynamics 365, they wanted to go to enterprise, but finally, even though they thought that they had been fully customized, they had about 7 or 8 customized entities. So we could move them to Sales Professional, and it was way more than they needed. So that's one thing. There's seamless sales tools. So basically, yeah, that speaks by itself. Mobile apps, everything could be run from your phone, could be run from your tablet. You can leverage the Microsoft Office 365 platform, as David was mentioning. Those two are Microsoft products. So there's not going to be any other competitor out there that offers more quality integration with Office 365. And when you look at what's being done on the Azure side, if at any point in time you sell Sales Pro to someone and they grow out of it, it's such an easy step to grow, to move from Sales Pro to Sales Enterprise. There's no migration needed. We just switch licenses and then they get access to Sales Enterprise. And that's where you can leverage also a lot of artificial intelligence that resides within Azure, but that's for another presentation. Intuitive dashboards and reports, and you can add on top of that Power BI's dashboards. There's collaboration right within teams, which makes it easy to work as a sales team on winning new deals. And there's LinkedIn integration that I did not show because I'm not connected to LinkedIn with this account. But once connected to LinkedIn, well, you get to grab a lot of data on people that you are investigating and you want to learn more about them before reaching out to them. They say the cold calling is dead. I would say yes, but I would say calling people is really not dead. Automated marketing gets you to a certain point, but as you might say, as you're probably seeing, we don't read every marketing thing that we get. We throw a lot of that stuff away. So picking up the phone, knowing who you're going to talk to, knowing a lot of information about them, lets you do a more high quality call, and that gets you new business. This was there because I forgot to remove it actually. This is there because when I did my presentation with Sales Pro the first time around, Sherweb, we sell also Nimble, which is a really light CRM that is very entry level for really small organization. And Nimble works also with Microsoft. They kind of go hand in hand. So people that might say, well, Sales Pro is still too big, we do have a solution that could maybe let you get your foot in the door with a really simple CRM, and that they will probably grow into a bigger solution, which is Dynamics 365, the Sales Pro. What's nice about the Dynamics ecosystem is just that. It's an ecosystem. There's a lot of stuff all around. Nimble is just a kind of a standalone CRM that connects to other solutions from other company. It integrates with Office 365, but not at the same level as Dynamics. So keep in mind, Nimble exists. We sell it. It provides an easy entry into the CRM world. And once people kind of grow their organization, well, it gets to be quite interesting to move them to Dynamics 365. So how to start? So this is the, I guess, the kind of the pivot point. Sherweb, we've been working on a partner-to-partner program for the last, well, let's say 2.5 years. What we were looking at achieving is that we thought that some of you are interested in selling CRM. Some of you, after this presentation, will realize how easy it is to sell it and understand it and configure it by yourself. So you'll dive in, you'll reach out to your account manager, you'll say, by the way, where can I find the Microsoft Learn stuff so I learn how to set it up. So if Joel can do it, we can do it also. But some of you just don't have the time, but you still want to answer yes when a customer says, do you offer a CRM solution? So basically, that's how our approach to the partner-to-partner program started. And then we started looking at who we have in our customer base that are experts on CRM and other Dynamics solution. And then we decided to create a kind of an environment where we can connect people that don't have the expertise for the Dynamics solution to some of our experts that are in our partner-to-partner program, and then get them to work together to offer the end customer a complete solution, create that stickiness, create that trusted advisor approach, all within kind of a control environment where Sherweb kind of sets the rule of the game. We all have the same objective, and that objective is really serve the end customer the best that we can. And that's one of our motto, and it's probably the same for all of you. So what it does, the partner to partner program, it bridges gaps in your offering. It provides better value to your customers. It expands your practice, creates new revenue stream. It protects and builds strong relationships. And that's one of the most important ones. And it accelerates revenue growth. So basically, the way that we work is you start talking about CRM to your customer base, or one of your customer calls and says, "Hey, do you sell CRM?" So we come in, us, Sherweb, we join, we do discovery with you, either by calling with you the end customer. We get to know what are the needs of the customer. So we do this together. And then afterwards, once we have a portrait of what needs to be done, we go to our partner base and we introduce you to some of those expert partners. Once you start talking with them, we make sure that you guys hit it off. And then you and the expert partner provides the information to the end customer of how the implementation is going to work, how it's going to cost. Once everything's approved, you move along. And then at the end, we have success. The end customer is happy, you guys are happy, and the expert partner did his thing and he's happy also. So it's a win-win-win for everybody. And I guess that's it. We're at the question and answer slide. So I'll be answering questions. Let me just open up my panel and go see the questions. Let me go down. Wow, there's quite a few of them. Okay. For some reason, I'm having difficulty seeing the questions. Give me a second. No, I have nice questions. I can set up a CRM, but ask me to do a webinar. That's something else. No, just kidding. Okay, thanks. Glad I have help here with me. So someone says, I was at the last two conferences for Dynamics Nav BC. I'm certified in it. This is a separate product because BC does a lot of this work. Yeah, so that's a really good question. BC is short for Business Central. Microsoft has created a great product called Dynamics 365 for Business Central, which is an ERP, or I would say kind of a business management solution. So within that ERP, you do your accounting, you do project management, you do your manufacturing, you do your distribution. So basically it manages every financial aspects of the company, and there's a light opportunity management solution in there. So basically customer calls in, says, hey, I'd like to get a quote on this. You jot down notes, you send out that quote, and that's it. So what you get inside BC is basically the ability to create a quote, send out the info, and keep track of the fact that you send out that quote. So it tracks everything under a customer card. When you go with a CRM such as Sales Pro, what you're looking for is a sales process, a full-blown sales process where you define every step of the way and every step that you want your team to follow. And you want a timeline that's easily accessible where you track all customer information and exchange that you had with them. So basically the CRM is relationship management. Business Central is business functionality. What's great is that the two of them connect to one another. Information get exchanged between one and the other. So you can, for some companies, it makes more sense to start with Business Central because they are, let's say, a small manufacturing company, and they do their stuff in there, and they don't deal a lot with customer interaction because they have two main customers buying from them, let's say, huge generators, for example. But over time, they want to start building more a relationship type of approach. That's where you want to add a CRM and connect it to your Business Central and want to start more tracking more your interaction with your customers. So separate products with separate functionalities that connects to one another. Hope this answers your question. Right. Okay, other question, give me a second. Yeah, so we have a question. There is some people in our audience that would be interested in talking with David directly. I think that what we probably will do, though, Sean, this is for you. We will put you in contact after except if it's a really general question. But if it's more tailored to you guys, then we'll do it after. We'll manage to put everyone in contact with one another. And yes, I'm doing well, thank you. Hope you are doing well also. Okay, someone is asking me to share the link here. Was that the link for the video? Because if so, I can do that for you guys. Give me a sec. Let me go right back. I can do that for you. Let's go and grab this. Hope I can grab it out of there. Yep, no, I'll have to step out and grab this. Let's grab this. And then everyone can grab it from the question and answer section. There you go. Send to all. That's done. Okay, other questions? Someone asked if there's going to be a recording. Yes, there's going to be, and it's going to be shared with every one of you. All right. And I'm not reading all the questions. There's quite a few of them. So some of them I'll answer directly, but you can send some more. If there's any other questions, I can grab them while I'm on. Someone says, when do you sell sales enterprise and when will you be selling sales professional? So basically, sales enterprise, well, as the name says, it's targeted more at larger enterprise. Sales Pro, mostly for smaller companies. So that's one way of looking at it. But keep in mind also Sales Pro is for smaller teams, but Sales Enterprise could also be sold to smaller teams when you're looking at getting full-blown AI in there. Just for example, if you want to have the opportunity to have your CRM listen in on calls that you're doing. So when your sales team is doing calls and you want your CRM to have functionalities that lets it listen to calls, extract data from those calls, provide you with data that tells you the speed at which everybody is talking and the words that are being said most often, and kind of deal with all of that data and tells you, you see your biggest seller, he's talking at this speed, he's telling this most at an increased number of time compared to the other ones, and he's doing this, he's doing that, and this is your worst seller and this is what he's doing, and you get to see all of that data and take action on top of that. So once you are looking at adding a lot of AI within your solution, you're going to want to go with Dynamics 365 for Sales Enterprise. But keep in mind that a lot of those added AI functionalities are not out of the box with the enterprise solution. They are available for it, and there's an extra amount that you're going to need to spend. So there are some AI functionalities that will add either a monthly per user fee, or other ones will add a monthly fee for the whole organization. So these are things that we could look at when someone says, could I really fully automate my Salesforce? Well, yeah, you can automate your Salesforce. You can have chatbot for your service, your customer service division. You could have, just imagine it, and you can find it within Dynamics. But Sales Pro addresses a smaller sized company that may not have the budget to spend on all of those extra solutions. We will help you figure that out with your end customers. Let me see, is there any other questions that I have? I think that's pretty much it. Let me just go down. Oh, there's another one here. Can the CRM be extended past 45 days to 90 days? So I guess that is for a demo. So a trials that we have, they are extendable to 30 days. That's the maximum time that we have. There is no actual trial for Sales Pro. It's a sales enterprise trial. Once the trial is done, you can keep your data and then choose if you want to go with a professional demo or with an enterprise demo. Another one. Yeah, someone was asking more towards Business Central, but I don't see the question. But if you want to fire it off, don't hesitate. Send it over and I'll answer it. So LinkedIn integration. No, it's out of the box. So LinkedIn integration, it's out of the box. There was a question if it was, if you needed to purchase something different. But for example, with the sales enterprise, out of the box, the LinkedIn integration shows you some information on LinkedIn. But on the LinkedIn side, if you have a sales navigator license and they connect to one another, then you're bonifying what you're seeing on your LinkedIn integration. But over time, keep in mind, Microsoft bought LinkedIn. So this is, and maybe David can chime in, but this is something that's moving along nicely. The integration with LinkedIn is growing, and you're just going to get more and more functionality out of this. Okay, next question. Doing this as quickly as I can. And there's a license. I don't need to be. No, okay, so this was the same one. Okay, got this. Sorry for reading out loud. Okay, enterprise is suitable for call centers. Good question. Yes, it is. Call centers normally will deal with Dynamics 365 for customer service though. So that's another product. Basically, customer service, there's two versions. There's also a pro version, which is for smaller teams that are doing, I would say, customer service, but to a lesser degree. There's one that is called enterprise. So customer service enterprise, that one works really well for customer centers. You have everything on there around your customers. So SLAs, you have AI, so you can have chatbots. You have your central database and the system. When you're writing down the customer's case, the AI will look at what you're writing down and provides you with it surfaces up some solution that were written in the past that are in the database saying, oh, if you want to answer this question or this problem from your customer, we've already provided a solution once. Do you want me to show you what was the resolution that we came to? And then you just open it up, provide information to the customer that you have on a chat or on a call. So yeah, it's fully suitable for call centers. Okay, and I guess that was the last question. So guys, two things left before we jump off. Let me just go back to the end. I want to show you, which is not there, wonder where it goes, but there's a promotion right now on Sales Pro. So Microsoft came out with a promotion that is available for the US and Canada. What it is, it's quite simple. Sales Pro is 25% off until June, and that pricing will be for 3 years. So a customer that needs a minimum of 10 licenses, keep that in mind. So a customer that needs a minimum of 10 licenses can get Sales Pro at 25% off, and he will keep that pricing for up to 3 years, which is good, and also good for you because that promotion after June, it's gone, but the pricing, as I said, lasts for 3 years, which means the customer cannot leave to go somewhere else and keep that pricing. So you have 3 years with your customers where you're just building that relationship. Do the best that you can. Use your own CRM. by the way, just a quick parenthesis, call your account manager today or this week and just grab one license from us and install it for you yourself. Use it for a month, and before that the month is over, just go back and make sure that all the data that you have in there, work with it. So see if somebody mentioned something to you, go back, use that data, call them back, and see how impressed they are with the fact that you remember everything that they told you. If you start using it, you're gonna sell it, and that's a no-brainer for me. Uh, Use it, sell it. You're gonna be quite impressed with this product. So thanks everybody. Hope you had a nice time with us. You can send me an email. You see my email on there. You can reach out to your your account manager also if you have any questions. I want to thank David that was on here with me.
Thank you, guys.
And
Thank you, Joel.
it was my pleasure. And have a great day. Thanks. Bye bye.